In the next few minutes, I'm exposing the 10 butter brands hiding seed oils, chemical preservatives, and outright deception behind wholesome-sounding labels. Plus the products sitting in your fridge right now that legally aren't even butter. And here's the good news. Stick with me until the end because I'll reveal the 4 brands that are actually pure, backed by independent lab testing and certifications most companies would never submit to. Let's separate the real butter from the chemical spreads. 10. Challenge Butter. Starting at number 10, Challenge Butter markets itself as a straightforward, all-American product from about 300 California family farms. USDA grade AA, real butter. Sounds good so far. But flip the package over to the unsalted version, and there's an ingredient most people completely miss. Natural flavorings. Now, to Challenge's credit, they're one of the only brands that actually discloses what this means. They say it's a natural flavor distilled from fermented milk, and the salted version is clean, just pasteurized cream and salt. But the inconsistency raises questions. If the salted butter doesn't need natural flavorings, why does the unsalted version require them? The answer is that without salt to enhance taste, the butter needs a flavor boost. And rather than using higher quality cream that speaks for itself, they add an extract. Challenge hits the US minimum of 80% butterfat, which means roughly 16 to 18% of what you're paying for is water and milk, solids. Taste testers on Chowhound described the flavor as flat and not particularly buttery, noting it had a lower butterfat sensation than competitors at the same price point. No major recalls on record, and the RBS tea-free pledge is genuine. But for a product billing itself as simple, honest butter, that hidden additive in the unsalted version is enough to land it on this list. 9. Kirkland Signature Butter. At number 9, Costco's house brand butter is a staple for bulk buyers, and for most people it looks like a great deal. USDA grade AA, RBS tea-free pledge, big packages at Costco prices. But there are a few problems worth knowing about. First, the unsalted version contains natural flavorings, just like Challenge, except Kirkland doesn't disclose what those flavorings actually are. You're trusting the label without any transparency. Second, and more seriously, in November 2024, Kirkland recalled between 79,000 and 80,000 pounds of butter, both salted and unsalted, across 6 production lots. The reason was a labeling error where milk wasn't declared as an allergen. This hit right during Thanksgiving and holiday baking season, affecting thousands of households. Third, if you buy their grass-fed option in the green wrapper, independent lab testing by Mamavation found between 15 and 58 parts per million of organic fluorine, an indicator of PFAS forever chemicals, in the packaging. PFAS are synthetic compounds linked to immune suppression, hormone disruption, and cancer risk. Butter's high-fat content makes it particularly effective at absorbing these chemicals from its wrapper. The regular Kirkland butter and their New Zealand grass-fed product are decent options, but the combination of hidden flavorings, a significant recall, and PFAS concerns in the packaging earns this spot. 8. Great Value Walmart Butter. At number 8, Walmart's Great Value Butter looks like the budget-friendly choice. Real butter, grade AA, and a price tag that's hard to argue with. But here's what you're probably not aware of. A viral TikTok revealed sealed Land O'Lakes shipping boxes containing sticks wrapped in Great Value paper. Multiple industry insiders have confirmed that Walmart's butter is co-packed by larger dairies, with Land O'Lakes being the most commonly cited producer. So you may be buying a repackaged national brand at a lower price. That sounds like a win until you realize what's missing from the label. While Walmart pledges RBS tea-free for their store brand milk, that pledge does not extend to their butter or other dairy products. There's no RBS tea-free guarantee anywhere on the package. No sourcing transparency, no way to verify where the cream comes from or how the cows were raised. Taste tests on Chowhound found the flavor was dominated by salt, blocking out any rich butter notes, with one reviewer comparing it to a salted slab of Crisco. And if you grab the Great Value spreadable butter, you're getting canola oil mixed in with your dairy, plus beta carotene and vitamin A palmitate, additives that shouldn't be necessary in something calling itself butter. Now, before we continue, there's something you need to understand about the butter aisle that most people never learn. Under the Butter Act of 1923, real butter must be made exclusively from milk or cream, with a minimum of 80% milk fat by weight. Margarine requires 80% fat from vegetable oils. Anything below that threshold is legally just a spread. But here's the loophole. Alcohol labeling laws are loose, and dairy labeling isn't much better. Companies can add natural flavors to butter without disclosing what those flavors are. They can add colorings without declaring them. And the term European style is completely unregulated. Any manufacturer can slap it on a label with no legal requirement. Keep this in mind as we move into the products that push these loopholes even further. 7. Land O'Lakes butter. At number 7, we're talking about America's best-selling butter brand. Land O'Lakes is in nearly every grocery store in the country, and for decades, it's been the default choice for millions of families. The regular salted sticks are straightforward, just sweet cream and salt. But the picture gets a lot murkier when you dig deeper. The unsalted version contains natural flavoring, and unlike Challenge, Land O'Lakes doesn't explain what that flavoring is. Their spreadable butter with canola oil is where things really go sideways. The canola oil is GMO, derived and refined using hexane, a chemical solvent, and the light butter version reads like a food science experiment. Water, butter, canola oil, buttermilk, modified food starch, tapioca maltodextrin, mono and diglycerides, PGPR emulsifier, lactic acid, potassium sorbate, sodium benzoate, natural flavor, xanthan gum, and beta-carotene. That's 14 ingredients in a product trading on butter's wholesome reputation. A documented email exchange published by food industry insider Bruce Bradley confirmed that Land O'Lakes told him their spreadable butter with canola oil ingredients are not hormone or GMO-free. On the animal welfare front, investigations by Direct Action Everywhere documented calves chained to plastic igloos in extreme heat and sub-zero conditions on farms supplying Land O'Lakes, contradicting the company's claims of full compliance with animal welfare guidelines. And back in 2003, the brand recalled over 126,000 pounds of salted stick butter for potential metal fragments across 22 states. The regular sticks are mostly fine, but the line extensions and the lack of transparency around sourcing are what put this brand on the list. 6. Brumel and Brown. At number 6, Brumel and Brown puts yogurt right on the front of the tub. It sounds healthy, it sounds wholesome, except the yogurt is only 10% of the product, and their own nutrition label admits it adds a dietarily insignificant amount of cholesterol, which is their way of telling you the yogurt is nutritionally meaningless. It's a marketing prop. This product is not butter. The number 1 ingredient is purified water. Number 2 is soybean oil. Then comes the yogurt, followed by palm kernel oil and palm oil. So you're eating water mixed with 3 different seed oils, sprinkled with just enough yogurt to put it on the packaging. Brumel and Brown also contains modified tapioca starch, mono and diglycerides, potassium sorbate, which is a preservative Whole Foods has banned from its shelves, soy lecithin, and natural flavors. The older fruit spread versions contained high fructose corn syrup. This product sits in the butter aisle. It has the word spread on the label. And millions of consumers, particularly older adults watching their cholesterol, buy it thinking they're making a healthier choice. They're not. They're buying flavored water with seed oils that cost the same as actual butter. And here's something that applies to every product on this list, including the real butter brands. A 2023 study by Mamavashian tested 32 butter wrappers from 22 brands and found that 50% had detectable levels of PFAS forever chemicals. These are synthetic compounds that don't break down in the environment or in your body. Butter's high fat content makes it especially good at absorbing PFAS from its packaging. On top of that, the USDA's own pesticide data program tested 177 butter samples and found 15 different pesticide residues. The banned pesticide DDT, as its metabolite DDE, still showed up in nearly half of all samples, 50 years after being banned. The insecticide bifenthrin appeared in over 36% of samples, up from 15% in 2013. Pesticides are getting worse in butter, not better. Because butter concentrates milk fat, fat-soluble contaminants like pesticides accumulate at higher levels than in milk itself. This is exactly why sourcing matters and why the brands at the end of this video stand apart from everything else on the shelf. 5. Imperial. At number 5, Imperial claims to be made with real, simple ingredients. Simple? The tub version has 14 ingredients, and here's the number that tells you everything. The Imperial tub spread contains only 27% vegetable oil. That means roughly 73% of what you're buying is water, emulsifiers, preservatives, and artificial flavor. You are paying butter prices for a product that is nearly 3/4 not fat. The ingredient list includes a blend of palm, soybean, and palm kernel oils, along with distilled monoglycerides, soy lecithin, potassium sorbate, calcium disodium, EDTA, pea protein, citric acid, and both natural and artificial flavors. That artificial flavor designation is key because most competing products at least stick with natural flavors. Imperial doesn't even bother with that distinction. The product delivers just 35 calories per tablespoon compared to 100 for real butter, and the entire reason is that you're mostly eating water. Older formulations included partially hydrogenated soybean oil, which is a direct source of artificial trans fats. Those were phased out after the FDA ban, but for years, Imperial was delivering trans fats to consumers who believed they were making a healthier choice than butter. Parquet. At number 4, Parquet is famous for its classic TV commercials featuring a talking tub that kept saying butter. That was quite literally a lie played for laughs. Parquet has never contained a single drop of butter. It is soybean oil and water. What's particularly concerning is the squeeze bottle version, which still contains hydrogenated cottonseed oil. While it's fully hydrogenated rather than partially, meaning it technically doesn't contain the trans fats that were banned, it's still an industrially modified fat created through chemical processing. The squeeze version also includes phosphoric acid, potassium sorbate, and sodium benzoate. That last combination matters because sodium benzoate can form benzene, a known carcinogen, when it comes into contact with vitamin C. Some Parquet products carry a "do not use for frying" warning, which is remarkable for a product marketed as a butter substitute. It claims 100% less cholesterol than butter, which is technically true because it contains zero dairy. And it markets itself as having the classic creamy flavor of butter while containing absolutely no butter. The entire brand is built on the promise of imitating something it has no relationship with. Blue Bonnet. At number 3, Blue Bonnet has been a kitchen staple for decades, but here's what most consumers don't realize. Blue Bonnet is not butter, it's not even margarine. Under federal regulations, margarine requires 80% fat from vegetable oils. Blue Bonnet tub spread contains only 53% fat. It doesn't legally qualify as either product. It is a vegetable oil spread that trades on margarine nostalgia. The ingredient list tells the rest of the story. Water, soybean oil, palm oil, salt, palm, kernel oil, monoglycerides, corn oil, xanthan gum, soy lecithin, potassium sorbate, sodium benzoate, natural and artificial flavor, calcium disodium, EDTA, phosphoric acid, and beta-carotene. That's 3 different preservatives and artificial flavoring in a product sitting in the butter section of your grocery store. Older formulations contain partially hydrogenated soybean oil, a direct source of trans fats that the brand rode for decades before the FDA forced reformulation. Blue Bonnet has also been subject to a voluntary recall when regular spread was packaged in light tub packaging, failing to declare whey as a milk allergen and affecting over 1,000 cases. The light version adds maltodextrin, a refined starch with a high glycemic index that can spike blood sugar faster than table sugar. If 47% of this product is water and additives, and the other 53% is a blend of soybean, palm kernel, and corn oils, nothing about it belongs anywhere near the word butter. Smart Balance. At number 2, Smart Balance might be the most dishonest product on this list. It markets itself as a health food with olive oil, flaxseed oil, and omega-3s featured prominently on the packaging. Sounds great until you read the fine print. Both olive oil and flaxseed oil are listed under less than 2% of the product. That means the amounts are negligible, virtually meaningless, present in such tiny quantities that they provide no real nutritional benefit. You're eating palm oil and canola oil with a health halo. The original version contains palm oil, canola oil, water, then those trace amounts of olive oil, plus pea protein isolate, natural and artificial flavors, sunflower lecithin, and multiple preservatives including potassium sorbate and calcium disodium EDTA. Notice the artificial flavors, making Smart Balance one of the only products in the butter aisle that openly admits to artificial flavoring. But the light version is even worse. It contains TBHQ, or tertiary butyl hydroquinone, a synthetic preservative that the Center for Science in the Public Interest rates as a void. TBHQ has been linked to behavioral effects in animal studies and is restricted in several countries. Smart Balance also makes the claim that it supports healthy cholesterol levels already within the normal range. Read that qualifier again. Already within the normal range. Anything supports cholesterol that's already normal. The formula has been quietly changed multiple times without consumer notification, triggering widespread complaints about dramatically different taste and texture. For a brand built entirely on health claims, the gap between the marketing and the ingredient list is enormous. Country Crock and I can't believe it's not butter. Taking the #1 spot as a tie for the worst products in the butter aisle, these two brands share the same parent company, Flora Food Group, and the same fundamental problem. They market water and seed oils as our butter. Country Crock's original formula contains 0 dairy. The #1 ingredient is purified water, then soybean oil, then palm kernel and palm oil. Despite this, their homestyle product is labeled dairy-free salted butter. In 2025, the American Butter Institute filed a formal complaint with the FDA, calling this a flagrant violation of federal standards of identity and describing the product as an ultra-processed seed oil concoction. The word churn appears on their packaging, even though churning, by definition, means agitating milk or cream to produce butter. Country Crock has faced at least 4 lawsuits and formal complaints between 2023 and 2025, including class actions alleging that made with olive oil claims are deceptive because olive oil is one of the last ingredients, and that made with almond oil labeling is misleading due to minimal almond oil content. I can't believe it's not butters built on the same deception. The entire brand name is the marketing trick. Their spray version is labeled 0 calories and 0 grams of fat per serving, but the bottle actually contains over 1,160 calories and 124 grams of fat. The serving size is 1 spray, which is 0.2 grams, requiring about 40 sprays to equal a single tablespoon. A dissenting federal judge called this ludicrous. The spray version contains polysorbate 60, potassium sorbate, calcium disodium EDTA, and artificial flavor. Earlier formulations contained partially hydrogenated oils, meaning consumers were eating trans fats for years while believing they'd chosen a healthier option. The brand now markets to GLP-1 friendly dieters, capitalizing on the Ozempic weight loss trend. Both products use beta-carotene to artificially create the golden yellow color that real grass-fed butter gets naturally from the cows eating fresh pasture. Both use rural imagery, barns, and farmland on their packaging to create dairy associations where no dairy exists. And both sit right next to real butter on the shelf, competing for the trust of consumers who may never flip the package over. After exposing the imposters, here's the good news. These 4 brands deliver exactly what butter should be, backed by clean ingredients, independent verification, and standards that the brands above would never submit to. One thing all 4 share is that they come from cows not treated with RBST, the synthetic growth hormone that boosts milk production by about 10%. The United States is the only major developed nation that still permits RBST use. It's banned in the EU, Canada, Japan, Australia, and New Zealand. Health Canada found the FDA completely failed to consider a study showing that IGF-1 and RBST treated milk could survive digestion and enter the bloodstream. Higher IGF-1 levels are linked to increased cancer risk. As of the last USDA survey, roughly 22% of U.S. dairy cows were still being injected. Every brand on this best list either sources from countries where RBST is banned by law or holds USDA organic certification, which prohibits it. 4. Organic Valley Cultured Pasture Butter. Starting our best list at number 4, Organic Valley's Cultured Pasture Butter is only available from May through September, and there's a reason for that. It's made from cream that comes from cows eating fresh summer grass on pasture during peak growing season. 2 ingredients: organic pasteurized cream and cultures. That's it. The butter is churned in a vintage slow churn to 84% butter fat, which is European style, and 4 full percentage points above the US minimum that every brand on the worst list sits at. Organic Valley is a cooperative of over 1,500 family farms, and this particular butter comes from their roughly 180 certified grass-fed operations. It carries USDA organic certification, which by law means no RBST, no antibiotics, no synthetic hormones, and no GMOs. It's also non-GMO project verified, kosher, and halal certified. One detail that sets this butter apart is that it's one of the only brands in America that quantifies the beneficial compounds on the label, listing 105 milligrams of omega-3 and 90 milligrams of CLA per serving. The color varies seasonally because it comes from real beta-carotene in the grass, not from an additive squirted in during processing. The only minor mark is that Mama Vashen's PFAS testing found 16 parts per million organic fluorine in the wrapper, which is low but detectable. For seasonal, certified, 2-ingredient butter from a farmer-owned cooperative, this is an outstanding choice. 3. Vital Farms Butter. At number 3, Vital Farms built its reputation on pasture-raised eggs and brought the same philosophy to butter. The salted version contains 2 ingredients: cream from milk and sea salt. The unsalted version uses cream from milk and lactic acid, not the mystery natural flavoring you'll find in Land O'Lakes and Kirkland. At 83 to 85% butter fat, it's one of the richest butters available in a regular grocery store. As of April 2024, Vital Farms reformulated to 90% grass-fed, with the remaining 10% being a nutritionally balanced supplemental feed. Their cows are primarily Jersey and Guernsey breeds, which naturally produce richer, higher-fat cream. The herds have access to pasture an average of 200 days per year across more than 300 family farms in the southern United States. Vital Farms is a publicly traded certified B Corporation, which means it meets independently verified standards for social and environmental performance. Tasting Table described the flavor as having a potent earthiness with layers of flavors that deepen as the butter softens. No major lawsuits or controversies, no hidden additives. 2 ingredients and full transparency about sourcing. 2. Fourth and Heart Ghee. At number 2, Fourth and Heart offers something different from the others on this list. Ghee is clarified butter, meaning all the water and milk solids, the lactose and casein, have been completely removed. What remains is 100% pure butter fat. The ingredient list is one word: clarified butter from milk. Fourth and Heart sources exclusively from grass-fed pasture-raised cows in New Zealand and Australia, where RBST growth hormones are banned by law. Because the milk solids are removed, ghee is naturally lactose-free and casein-free, which makes it suitable for people with dairy sensitivities who still want the benefits of butter fat. The smoke point is 485 degrees Fahrenheit, compared to about 350 for regular butter, making it the best option for high-heat cooking without producing harmful compounds. It's shelf-stable for 18 months without refrigeration. Ghee is naturally rich in butyric acid, which supports gut health and colon cell integrity, along with medium-chain triglycerides and fat-soluble vitamin A. The product carries Whole30, Paleo, Keto, non-GMO, and kosher certifications. It is not USDA organic, but the sourcing from countries that ban growth hormones provides a baseline of quality that most American dairy cannot match. The price runs higher at around $10 to $13 per 9-ounce jar, but the long shelf life and concentrated nutrition offset the premium. 1. Kerrygold Irish Butter. Taking the top spot as the best widely available butter in America, Kerrygold has earned this position through consistent quality, verified sourcing, and dominance in blind taste test after blind taste test. The salted version contains 2 ingredients: pasteurized cream and salt. The unsalted version includes pasteurized cream, skim milk, and cultures, following the traditional Irish cultured butter method. At 82% butter fat, it exceeds the American minimum by 2 full percentage points. Irish dairy cows spend an average of 240 days per year on outdoor pasture from March through October, and Kerrygold's herds are certified under Board BIA's grass-fed standard, which requires a minimum 90% grass or grass-forage diet verified over a 3-year period. There are roughly 14,000 member farms in Ireland contributing to the cooperative. Growth hormones like ERBST are banned across the entire European Union. The deep golden yellow color is not from added beta-carotene. It comes naturally from the carotenoids in Irish grass, and the color shifts through the seasons as the pasture changes. Research shows grass-fed butter contains up to 5 times more CLA, or conjugated linoleic acid, than conventional butter. A Costa Rica study of over 1,800 patients found that those with the highest CLA intake had a 49% lower risk of heart attack. Grass-fed butter also delivers significantly more vitamin K2, with one study of nearly 5,000 people finding that high K2 intake was associated with a 50% reduction in cardiovascular death risk. Yes, Kerrygold has faced lawsuits. A grass-fed claim lawsuit was voluntarily dismissed in 2019 after the court found that grass-fed does not imply exclusively grass-fed. A PFAS lawsuit was dismissed with prejudice in August 2024. The old foil wrapper tested high for PFAS at 61 to 122 parts per million, but Kerrygold changed its packaging, and the new wrapper tests at just 11 parts per million. At Costco, a 4-pack runs about $14.49 for 32 ounces, or roughly 45 cents per ounce, making it the best value among premium grass-fed butters. This is the butter your grandmother would recognize. 2 ingredients, nothing hidden, nothing artificial. There you have it. 10 brands to leave on the shelf and 4 that actually deserve a place in your kitchen. Before your next grocery run, remember this. Flip the package over and read the ingredients. Real butter has 1 or 2 items on the list, cream and maybe salt. If you see water listed first, seed oils, artificial flavors, or preservatives you can't pronounce, put it back. Look for an RBST-free pledge, organic certification, or sourcing from countries where growth hormones are banned. And if the butter is a deep golden yellow without added beta-carotene on the label, that's a sign the cows were eating grass, which means more omega-3s, more CLA, and more vitamin K2 in every tablespoon. If this changed the way you think about what's in your fridge, hit that like button, drop a comment telling me which butter brand you want investigated next, and share this with everyone who deserves to know what they're really spreading on their toast. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss content protecting your health and exposing the truth about everyday products. Thanks for watching. Until next time, read the label.